if you want.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the late night
Potato.
IONIA talk show. We got Ti0 speaking here, and then to the right of me we got Pika. To the left
Potato.
of me, we got Balakay.
Yo,
And then we got two special guests today. I mean, I guess they're not like special guests per se, because we always have different people on, but we're gonna call them special guests. So we got Simply Physics in the interview seat on the left, or I guess it'd be the right of the screen. It'd be my left.
Hello.
oh shit.
And then on the opposite side, we got Lieutenant Sparkles.
Hello.
Kind of like Captain Sparkles, but Lieutenant.
Oh yeah, shut up.
Solving it.
All right. All right. So,
Solving it.
anyway, so we're going to talk about a lot of different stuff today. Now, the main thing we're going to talk about, we got our Christmas event coming up. Lots of cool stuff
That's why
with that. And then we're going to talk about some future plans and some small changes and stuff going on in the server, what's coming up. We're going to talk about the tournament. We're going to be talking about some of the awesome new builds and everything that Simply's been doing. We're going to interview him, and then Sparkz is going to be here for commentary, and so is Pika and Balakay. So,
Carrot.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
can't do it as good.
yeah, they're still celebrating Thanksgiving, apparently.
Share
I'd
the
like to.
food.
I'd like to ask the leading question, to the opener.
Yeah, what's the opener?
Simply physics.
Wait, before you do that, are you still mad that my god just killed you and me?
Yes, but simply physics.
Okay.
How simple are the physics?
They're so simple that you can die by lightning?
That's not physics. That's.
I don't know.
That's energy.
Wait, how does one answer a simple question?
How
Energy is
simple are the
physics.
physics? How simple are the physics?
I feel like I'm getting interrogated. This is not an interview.
Okay.
Do you help?
Here. Before we get to interviewing Simply Physics, let's start by talking about the main point of this video, which is the Christmas event coming up. Now, this is going to be happening Saturday the 19th. We just posted the schedule in the forums. If you haven't looked, look right now. We got a lot of really cool stuff coming up for that. Pika, what all do we got going on for the Christmas event?
I heard we have Hunger Games and trees. Not tree.
Oh, way to
Pres-
give it away, Pika.
I worked so hard on keeping that a secret.
You guys didn't hear nothing. We're revealing some special new game content that you're all gonna like. It's gonna be a big surprise. I don't know what Pika was talking about with them Hunger Games.
I'm high.
Forgive her. She's been playing Hypixel too much.
Yeah, it's survival games, you noob.
Yeah.
It's actually...
I
it's
have no idea what she's talking about, but we're gonna be revealing some really cool new content, and something else we're gonna be doing. We got some pretty cool town battles going down. We got the battle between Plutus and I forget that other town's name. Fratello?
Yeah, that was right.
Yeah, Fratello's one of the new towns. They're fighting for Rookie Town of the Month. We'll see if that happens. I'm not gonna lie, I couldn't get a hold of their mayor, but you never know. That could end up happening. So it's gonna be again between Plutus and Fratello. That's gonna go down. I think the time we set was 5 p.m.
4.
4 p.m. Eastern time. So 4 p.m. Eastern, you want to get on for that. That could be a good fight. Like I said, I'm not sure if that mayor will show up or not. Obviously, like Simply and the Plutus gang will show up, but I can't make any guarantees about the others. So now after that, that's when the big battle's going to occur. There's going to be a battle between Pacific Beach and Lagash. This is expected to be a very competitive 5v5 battle. Both these towns are very hungry for a victory this month. They both have very good PvPers. They've got a great crew going on, so you guys are not going to want to miss that. That's probably going to be among the biggest battles this month. Again, that one's going to be at 5 p.m. Eastern Time. So,
It's gonna be fun.
oh yeah. Yeah, I'm interested to see the results for that. What do you think's going to go down, Simply? You're the PvP expert here.
Well, first of all, I'm more excited for that battle than I am of my own, as funny as that seems.
Yeah, I mean, it'll definitely be a sight to watch.
As for results, I don't... it's a toss-up. Because Pacific Beach has some really good PvPers, like Leo, Zayliv, and skydiving Zach, while Lagash also has grip and squid and this new X Factor that they
Yeah.
got recently.
Well, and they're kind of known to be the the all-star team of the server, right?
Pretty much.
Now, what's your speculation on that, Sparkz?
On the All-Star team?
Nah, man. Hey, he must not have been listening. Forgive him. Forgive him. The battle between Pacific Beach and Lagash. What's your speculation on that?
Sounds like a good fight. I would consider the Gash the favored dream team in this one, but
Well, now keep in mind they lost Simply Physics, and that was kind of their star player, but they still have
Yeah.
Grippet, who's also,
No.
Grippet's probably equally good to Simply, at least in my opinion.
well, I think he's better.
Well, we don't need to get into that debate, but
Plot twist,
but
Pika's the best
I think they're
duo in
both
Surf.
really, really, really good PvPers. However, they're no longer quite as dominant as they were last month as far as being the all-star team goes. That and they actually haven't really gotten a chance to challenge themselves yet. How do you think that's gonna go when they go against Pacific Beach, who's kind of got like a team orientation, like they've got some experience, but they don't quite have as much PvPers with them. They're not quite as heavily loaded.
Well, I think in any fight, any team fight, the team that can work best together and work well together the most will come out with the victory. So that's all I'm going to say about that.
Okay. Well, now what do you have to say about that, Simply?
Now, as much as I like a good firefight, this battle is going to come down to how good the strategy for each town is. I mean, there's no way that they're just going to win if they go in with no strategy, both teams. So there's going to need to be a solid foundation in order for it to be a good fight.
Yep. Yeah, I can agree with that. Something I'm starting to notice with these town battles, the skills you develop in the one-on-ones kind of help, but I've noticed that the team play is so much more of it. Like if you're able to more effectively, outnumber your opponent, so to speak, that gives you a huge advantage that can't be developed merely by practicing in these duels. So a lot of these guys, they're really, really good at duels and one-on-ones and everything, but what I'm going to be most interested to see is how that will actually translate into a group battle. Everything can change. You can have a great PvPer, but if he gets ganged up on by two average PvPers, he might still go down. What's your input, Balakay?
On Pacific Beach versus Lagash,
Yeah.
I think Pacific Beach is gonna leave a Lagash on Lagash.
Oh god.
The
That would
bad
be quite an
puns are
upset.
real.
No.
Like Sparkz said, I think the odds are in favor of Lagash, but I would not rule Pacific Beach out. Now, what do you think, Pika?
Gash for the win. Because I'm in the gash. So. But I'm going to go to my Pokeball.
Are you going to be in the fight?
No, God.
She just vanished.
I'll be in that one.
I'm going to my Pokeball.
Oh my god. Pika's in her Pokeball now.
Yep.
Alright, so on to the next thing. So we got some big battles going down for the Christmas event, but that's by no means the only thing we have. So as soon as that's done, again, we're going to be revealing some fun, new, competitive content. That's all I'm going to leave it at. What Pika was talking about earlier, she's totally full of it. Don't even bother with what she had to say. Fun, new content that we're going to be releasing. We're going to have fun with that for about 1 hour or so. We're also going to be setting up a lot of the new maps for other modes such as Deathmatch, Duel, CTF, so on and so forth. So there's going to be other new maps for new modes as well that we'll be experimenting with. We're going to enjoy that for a while. And then, as soon as that's done, we're going to be moving on to the main event of the night, which is actually going to be gift giving. Now, Simply, you built the, or at least you were probably the main contributor who built the Christmas area. Why don't you tell us more about that? How will that work?
Well, give me one sec.
1, 2.
We should roll a commercial. Just don't,
Alright.
don't pay attention to the guy just disappearing.
Nope. Oh, sorry about that.
Oh, that's no problem. So, yeah, how does the Christmas gift giving event work?
Oh, the Christmas
Here.
gift giving event's going to be a lot of fun.
Real
Or at
quick,
least-
guys, let me, sorry to interrupt, let me show you exactly what we're talking about. To get there, you do Warp Christmas, okay? So /Warp Christmas, alright? Alright, now, simply go ahead and explain it to us.
Do you want me to like go there? Or?
No, just tell us how it works.
Okay, so for the gift giving event, basically, if you walk up, you'll see this massive Christmas tree that was built by Rock and I and decorated by Elly. And you'll walk up to it and you'll just see loads of chests just all around the tree. Basically, what you want to do is you want to gather up whatever gift you're going to give to a specific player. You want to go and find an unlocked chest and put your gift in it, and then you want to lock it. And then I don't know if you contact an admin to get them to put the player's head on it, but in order to identify which chest is yours, your player head is going to be on top of the chest. So when the time comes to go and open your chest, it'll be really easy to find which one is yours.
Alright, excellent. So, yeah, the only thing I'm going to add to that, you don't even have to contact the admin. It's easier than that. We're checking up on this periodically throughout the day. All you have to do is do cmodify and then put the name of the player who you want to give the gift to into that command, and then you'll be instructed to punch the chest, and you'll then essentially be sharing the lock for that chest with the other player. Now, us admins, we can check who shares that chest with you, right? We can see who locked it originally and who it's being shared with. So whoever it's being shared with, we know to put that head on top. So we can see here that Fey Dragon must have received a gift here, so she'll be able to open that up. Crazy Metroid received a gift. We got Squid, so on and so forth. But really, fill up these chests. I know you guys have a lot more gifts to give than just this, and we only have a few more. yeah, right. We only have a few more days to do that, so make sure you get in there and start giving to your friends. You know what I mean? Like this has potential to be a very.
Well, if
fun
you don't
thing.
have any friends, who do you give to?
Well,
Me?
just give to some strangers, and you might make some friends.
Like me.
All right. Here, I'm going to TP back to you guys now. So again, guys, that's at Warp Christmas. Just go there. Oh, what the heck? Here, I'm going to TP to someone else. There we go. Oh, that's great. So Pika's still in her Pokeball. All right, so back to the studio here. Now, after the gift-giving celebration is over, we're going to end the night with a treasure hunt. Now, this is going to be the most challenging treasure hunt yet. We're still in the process of building it right now. But let me tell you what, this is going to far exceed any treasure hunt we've ever done before. We've done some tough ones before. This one's going to be longer. There's going to be more clues. They're going to progressively get harder, but it's going to have a huge treasure at the end, wrapped in a nice, neat little Christmas present. And I'm not going to give any details as to what this hunt's going to be, but basically you're going to save Christmas, okay? It's going to be a Christmas-themed treasure hunt, and what's in the present, I'm not going to say what it is, but it will include several special lore-enchanted items. It will include some money, so there'll be like a check, and if you bring that check to me, this will be a lore-enchanted check that cannot be faked. If you bring that to me, you will get the money. And there will also be a lot of other items, some of which will include some enchants that you cannot get naturally in-game. Now, don't get me wrong, they won't be too OP. But, we do give these things out as prizes once in a while. Not very often. But this will be an opportunity to earn those kinds of things. So the total value of this this treasure at the end could be worth over $500,000 in game. That's
Ooh.
not an exaggeration, buddy. It's not going to come easy. So,
Sheesh. That's a
um,
lot of money.
yeah.
It's a lot of money.
Well, and you're going to have to go on quite the adventure in order to earn that money. So, anyway, so that's what we got going on for the Christmas celebration. Do you guys have any further things to comment on that?
Hopefully Mojang does what they did last year with the Christmas time-ish, whenever they changed all the chests to
Oh yeah.
presents.
Oh,
That'd be really cool. That way we don't have to.
yeah, that would be very cool.
Let's just message them for IONIA. Hey, we're having a Christmas event.
Well, they've been
I'll
doing
be
it
honest,
for,
I'd
like,
be
the last
surprised
3
if they end
years.
up doing that, though. You'd think they would have done it by now, wouldn't they?
No, they do.
I
it-
don't know.
I think they do it on Christmas Eve
Oh,
Yeah.
really?
until
It's like the day
27th.
before, basically.
Oh, I remembered it being much longer than that. But, yeah, cool. That would be very awesome if they went and did that. Any other things to comment on our celebration?
I'm just super excited, and I can't wait until Saturday, even though it's only a few days away now.
It's going to be awesome. Now, one last thing I wanted to add here about that. Some of you may have noticed in the events calendar that we had a play scheduled. Unfortunately, some shit came up, and it just wasn't practical for us to get that done. But there will be a play later this month. We're going to hold another event, which will probably be a much bigger event for New Year's. Our New Year's celebration is expected to be probably a record breaker just because everyone will be on Christmas break. There's a lot less people spending time with their family during New Year's than on Christmas. And so we're going to go pretty heavy with that one as well. And so anyway, the play is going to be part of that. Unfortunately, we just couldn't squeeze it in. So for those of you who were curious as to what happened to that, that's what happened, and it'll still be there. So cool. So I think we're ready to move on here. So moving on to the next topic. We're going to briefly go over some things that are going on and kind of in the behind the scenes stuff with the server right now. We're pretty much finished up with the big update for the most part. At this point, we're going to be dialing in some of the new features. One thing I want to tell you guys is that the ranks will soon be adjusted so that they're not as absurdly hard for some of them. Some of them will stay the same, but then some of them right now are almost impossible. For example, the Gods plugin right now, trying to get 70 members to your religion, that's pretty much an impossible task with the way it is right now. You're not going to come anywhere near that, yet that's what's required to get to tier 6 with the Gods ranks. So we're going to make some adjustments to that so that getting to tier 6 for that is more reasonable. The same goes with the 1v1 PvP ranks. A lot of them require that you get top positions in 1v1 tournaments where there's more than 20 people. Well, most of our tournaments are 16 people, so obviously that one's kind of flawed, right? Like you can win a 16-man 1v1 tourney and still not get any credit whatsoever. So we're going to be changing that one a little bit as well. And then same goes with many of the other ones. We're just going to be making some adjustments so that they're a little bit more reasonable, but still very challenging. Don't get me wrong. We're not like nerfing them per se. We're not making it easy. It's not going to be like how it used to be, where you get from, tier 0 to tier 5 in 2 weeks. It's not going to be like that. But it is going to be much more reasonable for some of these ranks. So that's the big thing. There's another big transition we're soon going to make. This is actually kind of a big announcement here. This is going to be our last month running these big events, okay? Now, don't get me wrong. There's still going to be events and stuff in the future. A lot of them just won't be ran by me. I'm going to leave that. If staff wants to do that, they can run that. If players want to run events, they can run events. But what we're really going to be focused on is a couple different things. We're going to be focused on the tournaments, and those in itself, like big town tournament battles, those will make big events. We're going to be focused on the 1v1 tournaments and how to enhance those, and those will also be big events. And we're also going to be focused on adding more game content and just making the general gameplay more fun, putting our resources into that and advertising rather than putting so much time and effort into these events that really, they produce like one good night of fun and then all of our resources are drained, and so we can't really spend much time on, server stuff. So eventually we could go back to doing big events again. Right now I'm just kind of burnt out of the whole thing, but like I said, for at least the next few months, the big events will be tournament related events and introducing new content and stuff like that. It won't be very many more events like what we had for like Halloween or what we're doing for Christmas and stuff like that. So you guys have any thing to comment on that?
With the cancellation of events, we could probably put more into a 1v1 tournaments to maybe make it so it's not just kit PvP straight up, or we could make it something like just like a different variation. Like we could have 2v2 tournaments. Or like
Yeah, I think
3v3.
2v2 would be really fun.
Yeah.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
we could have like CTF tournaments, like organized teams, to where it's more competitive than just normal CTF.
Yeah,
Just,
just
like,
simply
whole
on a
different
2v2
base.
team.
And I'm all for that. And that's actually what we intend to do with it. There's a lot of different things that I want to experiment with, and I want the players' input on this. But there's a lot of different things that I want to do to enhance these, PvP tournaments that we have. Do you
We
guys
could
have
also we could also host like building tournaments if that's what people want to, for people who might not like PvP as much.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and that's going into next month, there won't be quite as much stuff for the build team to build as there was this month. I'm almost thinking that might be something that the build team could do. Kind of keep themselves occupied. They could form some kind of committee and do a big build contest. I think that'd be fun. There's a lot of good builders in the server, so.
Yeah.
What about an economy contest? Like we've
What do
never
you mean?
really.
Who can
Well,
make the most
we've
money?
never really conceptualized that, but we could potentially make some kind of economy related contest. There's a lot of people out there that like economy, but that's always been something that's been mostly ignored as far as, competition goes.
Yeah.
Well, this is like competition for who has the most money.
I think something that could be cool is who could create the most successful business venture in the
Yeah.
server. Like everyone has to like enter some kind of venture at the beginning of the month, and we somehow find a way to like track the revenues brought in by those ventures, and whoever venture brings in the most money wins.
That'd be interesting.
Yeah. So yeah, there's a lot of ideas floating around out there about other things we will do aside from these like big crazy events that we do currently. So there'll still be events, obviously, since we're going to be doing this. It's just going to be, it's going to be a little bit different. They're going to be less workload type of events. Like right now, the way it's been lately is, staff and I have like 1 or 2 weeks where we can kind of chill, and then we'll spend like 2 or 3 weeks working nonstop toward one weekend, and it's just a bit much for one fun night.
Yeah.
Just talking about that, I actually came up with an idea that would kind of be interesting for like a monthly event. You could hold like a monthly build topic contest. Like at the beginning of the month, you make a post on the forums saying that, okay, this month's topic is this, and everyone has like a month to like build whatever they think would look good in the topic.
Yeah, that
that
was
could be
actually
cool.
something I was kind of thinking of too.
So yeah, lots of ideas there. Let's go ahead and move on though at this point. Aside from that, There's a lot more to come as far as the mini games goes. We're finally to a point where we can begin concentrating on that again. So over, I'd say next month you can probably expect 2 or 3 new mini games. Um, I can't tell you what we got on the way this month, but there are some new ones coming this month as well. And really, I'd say by the end of, I'd say probably by about April 1st, you can expect that we'll probably have a full mini games world, and that will be, it'll be very similar to what we do now with like the Arena Games plugin with deathmatch and duel and all that, except a lot more dialed in, much more bug free, a lot more maps to play on, higher quality maps to play on, and more games to play. So it's going to be a lot of fun. Definitely lots of stuff to do on your in your free time. You can also expect a little bit more players with less events. I'll be able to spend more time advertising and so on and so forth. So anyway, I think we've talked enough about that. That's what's coming up in the future for the server. Now, let's talk about, we've been meaning to interview Simply Physics for a long time. When he was a brand new player, he saw one of our videos and he said to me, he's like, hey, is there any way I could get an interview? And I didn't really even know him. I was like, well, he's sure eager. Why not? I said to him, yeah, sure. But then, just one thing after another came up, the Halloween event and so on and so forth. And, we never really got around to it. But finally, here he is. We're going to interview Simply Physics. Here, hold on, I'm going to move the camera real quick. All right, Simply Physics. So here, we're going to talk about a few things. You're kind of the big new guy on the scene. But the biggest thing right now is you've recently adopted Plutus.
Oh yeah, it was tough to even figure out who had it and how to get it. It was a process.
Yeah, it definitely was. Now, what was your motivation in wanting to become the mayor of Plutus?
Well, basically, one day I was just going from town to town, like looking around, trying to get some like ideas of like what to build and stuff. And then I happened to drop in on this town called Astrakane, which is now renamed Plutus,
Uh-huh.
which happened to be named Plutus before. So I drop in on this town, and I spend like a good hour and a half looking around, like holy crap, this town looks amazing.
Yeah,
And yeah, it's go ahead.
Oh, no. Yeah, keep going.
So I go and I'm like, all right, who's the mayor of this town? I'd really like to like talk with them. So I look and I'm like, wait a second, they don't really have any players in their town, and I haven't seen any of these players get online recently. So me being interested in like, okay, I kind of wanna see what this person is. So I started from there, and I was like, all right. I look at all the town members and I'm like, all right, this is their username. Let's see if I can find them on Engine somewhere. So I go and look for the first person, and I found him. And so I sent him a couple messages saying, "Hey, man, the town looks amazing and stuff. Is there any way I can get in contact with the mayor?" And he responds to me, "Yeah, man, I'd love to help you, but I don't know who the mayor is." So I hit my first dead end, and I basically did that, I don't know, 3 or 4 times, and I just kept hitting dead end after dead end after dead end. And so I kind of gave up a little bit. And then the one person that I didn't try to look for logs on, and he just happens to be the mayor of the town. And I was just like, well, I don't know what just happened, but thank you. Whatever happened, thank you. So I ended up talking to this guy for quite a while. Um, I mean, I'm just kind of surprised that he gave me the reins for the town so easily, because I mean, you have some random person asking, "Hey, do you care if I like take over the town or something?" And I don't know. I just don't know.
So, pretty much at that point, So that's kind of when I came in and you and I made our deal. You're talking about Big Macs, right?
Yeah, Big Macs.
Yeah, and yeah, it sounded like he didn't really want to be the mayor. So just for the record, some people have asked me why I just gave you the town like that. You know, you were really, really, enthused to revive this town, right?
Oh yeah, big time.
And this town, being as good as it looks, let's show everyone what Plutus looks like here. I'm going to go over there real quick. Hold on. There we go. I mean, this is truly an amazing town. They're actually the reason we invented the term mega structure. It used to only be significant structure, but then they built this here. Hold on, I'm trying to find it somewhere around here. It's a very good looking themed town. Here it is. This stadium they have, it's absolutely unbelievable. This was built in survival. I just want to say this. A lot of people look at this and they think it must have been built in creative, but this was built in survival. Okay, it is exactly 120 blocks from one end to the other. I mean, this is just a huge stadium, and the amount of detail and just precision in this build is absolutely amazing. So that's why we invented the term megastructure. This is huge and significant structure just doesn't really do the job with this. So, this town, I thought this could be a real asset to the server, but we'd need a good mayor to run this. Someone who's really determined to revive it, and that's why I gave it to Simply, was because he was so enthused to, get it back up on its feet. And I thought, well, who better to do the job? And so far, it's worked out pretty good. Let's see.
Yeah.
How many members are you up to? Let's see here. Oh, oops. Hold on. There we go. So you're back up to 15 members. And now, how many of those people are currently active, would you say?
Let me bring up the list. Every single player on that list is active except for the very first four that come up.
Some of these
And
guys are big name, too. Like, you got Ti, you got Livy. Hold
yeah.
on here. Or, I guess you don't have Livy. She's just a
I really wanted Livy. I couldn't get Livy though.
got Crazy. Hold on, is that just? Yeah, did you get Crazy Metroid?
Yeah, I got Crazy Metroid.
Oh wow, yeah, I was surprised by that. And so yeah, I mean you've got a lot of big name players in your town, and
And the funny thing is I haven't done any recruiting at all. I've spent the majority of the time I've owned Plutus, cleaning everything up, getting everything set back up. I just have these players, joining in. Hey man, I really like your town. What do you think? And I mean just worked out so far.
that's awesome. Yeah, I think once you really do start recruiting, it'll grow like a weed.
Oh
Like,
yeah.
if you just give someone a tour, they're almost bound to join. Now, what's it like being a citizen in Plutus? What do you have going on for them?
Well, right now some of the citizens in Plutus are a little inactive because of school.
Mhm.
Everyone has finals and tests coming up and stuff. But that's probably going to change real quick once the break starts. Um, for the people who are still active, like myself, Big Macs, Lumber, Die, uh, Red, Viv, Cactus, Metroid, and Sam, um, it's actually kind of interesting because I I started the town and I added the two people who were close to me to the town, and that's around the time when I started on the build team. And on the build team, I met a player called Lumberjack 11, and we really hit it off. We worked on a bunch of builds together, and we decided to join forces and revive the town. And shortly after that, I started to get more builders interested in the project of resurrecting what already looks like an amazing town to be even greater than it already is. That's-
That's really awesome. So yeah, I mean, now will a normal citizen be able to like build a house in your town? Will they be able to do much, or is there going to be like outposts for that, or some builders can build and some can't? How does that work?
Well, right now, since the most active players are the builders, I've decided to do something that you don't normally see. So I have 6 outposts, and I'm going through them, and some of them look pretty good and have use. Others are just they need to be redone. So I talked to Lumber, and I said, "Hey, how would you feel if I gave you an outpost to run, basically?" And
Hmm.
he was all for the idea. As soon as I said that, he went through, he picked his outposts, he cleared it out, and now he's rebuilding it to be a town. And I did the same thing with my other 2 builders too, and they were all for the idea. So each one of the outposts, granted, they're going to be a couple that aren't for residents to live at,
Hmm.
but the rest of the outposts, I give free reign to the people who run the outposts to do what they want, and they'll have their own restrictions and stuff, but um, for the remaining outpost, any any player can build whatever they want there inside the protection area. I am fine with that. It promotes creativity, and I want my residents to get a feel for building and become better builders while they stay in Plutus. So letting them be creative in their with no restrictions will help that.
Well, that's excellent. So it draws a good balance between you know keeping the town looking good and at the same time giving the players the ability to build as they want, without too many restrictions. And something, I'm actually looking at these houses right now, like the pre-built ones,
Hmm.
and these are really nice houses. Like I'd imagine if I lived here, I don't even know if I'd really want to build my own house, just because anything I build would just be a downgrade from the pre-built. So,
The funny thing is, I don't think you can find the house that wasn't pre-built. There's actually a resident who built their house in town, and it looks so much like the style of the town that I at first I couldn't even tell if it was a pre-built house or he built it himself.
uh huh.
And I mean, my thing is, in the main town, if you can build to style and you use enough detail, you can build in town. I'm completely fine with that. Now, it's the restrictions are going to be a little stricter in town just to keep everything looking nice, but
Mm.
I really want as many people as possible to be in the main town so it functions.
Okay, so you're not taking the approach that the old mayor took. Like you're taking the approach that, like, if you're willing to put in the work to make it look good enough, you pretty much anyone can build as long as they're willing to, do what it takes to, keep it up to standard. Is that correct?
Exactly.
Cool. Cool. Well, here I think we covered that enough. Now, as far as the tournament goes, here I'm teleporting back to the studio. What do you guys got planned for this month and future months for the tournament? Are you guys going to be a competitor in the tournament, or?
Now, every month, Plutus will be, as long as it stands and I'm the mayor, every month we will be entered in the tournament. Now, as goes for the participants will fluctuate depending on who's a part of the town and stuff, but basically, I want to be competitive in the tournament, but I also want to give some of the players who might not be as good as PvP a chance. And it's kind of hard to find that balance because you want to win tournaments, but you also want everyone to get the experience of being in one. So for the people who aren't as good as PvP, I'm trying to pair at least 2 of them up with 3 good PvPers in like a match. Let's say you face like a newer town with a few members, you put them in there to get the experience, and the experience builds up. Like once you're in one tourney match, you're like, all right, I kind of know how this works now. And not only that, but myself, I'm planning on training my residents in PvP, so they can increase their skills, and it's more likely for them to participate in those very important matches.
So it sounds like you guys have some potential to be a real competitor. I mean, you sound pretty serious about all this, so that's going to be really interesting. I think there's a lot of towns that really are developing tournament-wise and becoming more and more competitive, so it'll definitely be awesome to see you guys, out there competing this month and in future months like that. Now, I've got to ask, you probably don't want to comment on this too much, but this is the juicy stuff that people really want to know about. The birds tell me that you guys got a plan to upset Kadoma this month.
Oh, we have a plan, all right. As much as I want to give you every single detail about what we're gonna do, I gotta keep it a secret. It
But
it, it all it's gonna be something that it depends though. If Kadoma comes with 5 members and they have their team, that's when I'll enact this special strategy. But if they don't, well then the plan will change accordingly. But I have I'm gonna try something that I've never done on the server before, and as long as I can do it properly without dying first, I think we will have a chance.
I think you just gave it away because there's only one thing that could be. But
As much as I know what you're talking about, it's actually not that.
oh,
It's not that.
well, that's awesome, man. That'll be a very interesting battle. So for those of you watching, when you guys hear that the battle between Kadoma and Plutus is coming up, if that battle should arise, which from the looks of things, I think there's a good chance of it coming very soon in semifinals. Should that happen, you guys know it's going to be a good one to watch. So definitely be there for that.
Oh yeah.
It,
I'm planning on going all out against these guys. I've fought with them before, so I have the insight on their strategies.
Awesome. Well, I think that's about all we got time for today. Um, is there anything else you guys want to cover before we call it good?
Yeah, whoever wins between Pacific Beach and Lagash doesn't really matter though. You know why?
It's because Aspen's gonna win.
Aspen's
You
right
know
there.
what? Here, let's talk about Aspen real quick. What do you got going on over there in Aspen, Balakay?
Yeah,
Building and a road. Got a road.
You got a road.
Yeah,
That's excellent.
I'm trying to get it laid out. The financially we're pretty stable, but I'm trying to get it laid out like physically. Like I want sections. So like there's a residential area, there's a shop area, and right now I have most of the residential area because we only have 15 people. So, and
Hey.
only
Well,
Hey,
hey, I mean,
Aspen
that's
Aspen
really
has one of
quickly
the best
growing.
PvPers on the server,
who?
on their team. They have May. May is just so good. She's so
Come on,
good.
let's
She can
be
even kill
nice.
her own
Just
teammates.
because she was shooting at her own teammates. Let's
Hey,
not
but we
pick
still
on
won.
poor
That
May.
just shows our strength. So
Hey, hey, that's still deadly though.
Yo, I gotta tell you, I wish I had it on camera. I should have filmed the battle. There was one epic scene in that battle where you've got this dude who's hiding on the side of the island in his iron gear, and he's just like stuck there on the side of the island. And one of you guys shot him straight on. Your bow must have had a flame on it because the dude gets hit by it, catches on fire, and then just falls off the island. And all you see is this like burning body falling from the island to his death. It
And
was
the
like, I swear to God, it was like from a war movie.
the funny thing is, as soon as he got hit and he realized he was gonna fall, I just see him type in chat, "Oh God, it's so far," as he dies. Oh man, that
Yeah.
and May's amazing PvPing skills.
Come on now, she could end up watching this. You never know.
Yeah.
Hey,
no,
if
I-
she
that
is-
was,
set.
that was a pretty hilarious scene.
Hey,
You
if
guys
she is,
are out
props to her.
fighting, and May's sitting there shooting at you guys.
Hey, if she's watching this video, I want her in my town. That's because she's taking out my opponent. Heck yeah, I'm all for that.
She was taking out her teammates.
Yeah, who said
Uh,
you're gonna make it to semis anyways? Simply.
Ooh.
I know what you're saying.
Whoa,
Yeah.
whoa, whoa! Who said you were gonna make it to the finals?
I'm rooting for Kadoma.
Well, I know you're rooting for. Wait, why would you root for Kadoma? Do you really?
That's something worth mentioning. These
I'm
two
just
are
kidding.
both rookie towns, Aspen and Plutus. Well, actually, Plutus. I guess never mind. We discussed that. Plutus is not a rookie town.
By default,
It's
I
their
win
first
Rookie Town
month
of
in
the
a
month.
long time, but they did do a town tournament back in June, and they did not collapse between then and now, so it is not their first tournament. My bad. Anyway,
So yeah,
but
I won the Rookie Town of the month, guys.
Aspen is going for rookie town this month.
No.
And first.
Foretell.
And
Foretell.
first town.
They got it.
I'm gonna make a new town just to kick your town's ass.
Same. I'm
How
just
you
gonna
gonna
make a
do
new
that?
town. Oh yeah, Sparkz.
If you
you're
leave
right.
Lagash, I'll just steal this Balakay guy. Watch this. Hey Valk. It's
Val-
me, your
Balakay.
brother.
Balakay. Balakay.
Maybe he'll join.
I ask you to not.
Oh my god. If only Squid were in the call.
Oh goodness, that would not end well.
All right, well, we're going to go ahead and wrap this up at this point. Thank you guys for watching.
Potato.
As always, thanks, and until next time,
Potato.
Wait.
see ya.
Wait, can I cue the god to come and strike Balakay again?
No,
I don't
potato.
have